Well, howdy there, folks, and welcome into today's video. This is going to be an interesting one here today. So there is this big thing out there which is talking about millionaire habits, and this is a huge thing. And I thought, let's do a little truthful video here today about millionaire habits. And this is a big thing on the internet. People are obsessed with millionaire habits, okay? They want to know what do the millionaires do? What are these habits these individuals have? Like I just put up here, like if I type in millionaire habits into YouTube, like some of the stuff that comes up. Nate O'Brien, I really like Nate O'Brien. Look at that video he put out, 1.3 million views. Look at Graham the Man Stefan, a friend of mine, 541,000 views. Look at that video below it, 2.2 million views. 240,000 views, 678,000 views, 6 millionaire habits that made me a millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Look at the video underneath that. 5.7 million views on millionaire habits. People are obsessed with millionaire habits. They want to know the millionaire habits, okay? And so being somebody that's fortunate enough to be a multimillionaire and know countless people that are multimillionaires and be able to objectively look at all these different things, from my perspective, what is the truth about all this millionaire habit talk? Is this worth your time? Is this not? Is there any truth to this? Are there certain things that maybe are true and just other stuff that is just complete BS? Okay, so that's kind of what I want to angle for this video here and really talk about this, because the flat out honest truth is this is a huge thing on the internet. And it's not just YouTube. It's articles that are written, millionaire habits. Oh, what? All of a sudden you put, this is the habits of the millionaires. And all of a sudden people are like, whoa, what is it? What is it? It's crazy, man. It really is. It's like its own genre on the internet. Okay. And to even get to this point, we got to think first off, why are people so addicted to millionaire habits? These videos aren't just getting millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. These articles just aren't getting hundreds of thousands and millions of clicks by themselves. People are almost addicted to these things. But why? Okay. Why is this? Okay. There are three core reasons in my opinion. People want to know more about millionaires because they never had any millionaires around, right? And I know for me, I had never had any millionaires to look up to. I didn't have any family member or friends or anything like that. That was whoa, they're a millionaire. Oh, they got millions of dollars or something like that. So if you are like most people and you don't have millionaires around you, you grow up in an environment without millionaires. And then you start thinking, well, how does one become a millionaire? How does one have a big house and nice cars and have a bunch of money in the bank and things like that? And so you start thinking about this and you're like, is there some magical thing going on here? What is going on? People want exact answers because a lot of people would love to be a millionaire, especially a multimillionaire, right? A lot of people would love to do that. And so they think okay, maybe there's certain things I could do. Maybe if I drink coffee only 2 cups a day, that's going to change my life and I'm going to become a millionaire. Maybe if I work out right before I start working for the day, that's going to help me become a millionaire. And so the people start breaking all these things down. They're well, what does Jeff Bezos do? What does this guy do? What are all these millionaires doing that makes them so special, okay? And so that leads into number 3, people start feeling there must be some magical power that all millionaires have in common. There's got to be something out there, some magical thing or something like that, which I can kind of understand people thinking that way because, especially if you're talking about people with multi-million dollars, $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, $20 million. I mean, and imagine yourself, you got, let's say, I don't know, $50,000 or way less than $50,000 to your name, right? Which is most folks out there. I mean, you start kind of thinking there's got to be some magical power here that these individuals are doing. And there's got to be certain lifestyle decisions they're making and things like that to all make so much money and have so much money and things like that because it's very uncommon, right? And so I can at least understand why people are so addicted to these whole millionaire habits and this whole genre around millionaire habits, okay? And this one isn't the worst one I've seen. This is Millionaire Habits done by Business Insider. This isn't the worst one I've seen. I've seen a lot worse ones than this. But even these sorts of things, okay, they read consistently. Okay, a lot of people read consistently, okay? It's all about what type of stuff you're reading, right? They exercise. Dude, oh my gosh, tens of millions of people exercise and they don't ever become millionaires, especially not multimillionaires. A lot of people exercise and there's a lot of rich people that don't exercise, to be quite frank, okay? I've known a lot of people in my life that are Definitely not the exercise, folks, and they are worth, ridiculous amounts of money. Let's just put it that way, okay? It's like some do, some don't. Like a lot of people work out and exercise to a certain extent. Like what is that? What does exercise even mean? Does that mean they work out super hard? Does that mean they like go for a walk? Does going for a walk, does that count as exercise? Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. They hang out with other successful people. Of course. Like if you have $45 million, do you think you're just like gonna hang around with your old neighborhood or something like that? Like, of course, you start getting intertwined with other people that are successful, and you start talking with them more, and you're doing business with them, and you start building friendships because, like, common sense, like literally just common sense. Okay, of course you're gonna hang out with other successful people. I mean, it's like saying an NFL player is not gonna hang out with other NFL players, right? It's just like. It's ridiculous, okay? They volunteer. Some do, some don't, okay? They practice dream setting. I don't even know what that means, okay? They pursue their own goals. Absolutely, that's 100% true. They sleep at least 7 hours a night. A lot of people sleep 7 hours a night. You know what I mean? Like, that's a common habit, okay? There are very few humans that consistently sleep only 4 or 5 hours a night. Like, very few. Most people sleep 6 to 8 hours a night. Like this isn't special, okay? And they get up early. So don't most people, okay? And believe me, I'm recording this video for you guys. It's 3:14 a.m. right now, okay? So I'm certainly not the type that gets up early. I go to bed between usually like 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., okay? So I'm certainly not in that group. And the reason most people get up early is because they got to go to work, right? And think about it. If you're a multimillionaire, you got your own business, you work high up at a company, you usually have to be at work at like 8 a.m., right? 9 a.m., 8 a.m., something like that. So if like naturally, you're probably going to get up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. or something like that, right? And go maybe exercise or do something like that, kind of get your day going. You're in a high performance position. You can't go into sleep. I mean, you can't go into work like half asleep, like a zombie. Like if you're a CEO of some company, right? Whether it's a company you started or a company you work at, like you can't just go in there like, hey guys, what's going on? Like you've got to already be with it. You got to already be awake by the time you get in there. Like a lot of this is just common sense. It's not rich habits. It's just what people do. It's what humans do in the end, okay? It's all BS. It is all BS. All this millionaire habits, do this, do that, all BS, man. Just 100%, okay? There's no magical formula that's going to get you to become a multimillionaire, okay? Now, there are some common things that I have seen either in my own life or just like seeing friends or other people become really successful out there in the world and get to a place where they got millions of dollars. And I've been fortunate enough to be in a position where I've seen this from countless individuals. And there are three kind of core things at the end of the day that they do have in common. And these three things are actual things that like not just everybody else does. That's the big thing. Like they exercise. Like really? A lot of people exercise. They get up early? Of course. Like everybody gets up early. They sleep 7 hours a day. Most people sleep 6 to 8 hours. Like, these things are actual, what I would call more millionaire habits, trends that millionaires do that actually makes them millions of dollars. Okay. Number one of three, obsessive. Most, especially multimillionaires, it's one thing if you got $1 million, it's another if you got 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. Most multimillionaires, very obsessive, okay? They're very obsessive about whatever it is they are doing. They are obsessive about it, okay? 100%. It's very hard to get to a place where you have many millions of dollars and not be extremely obsessive about whatever it is you do, okay? I mean, if we go to like the billionaire category, okay, let's jump over, multimillionaires. Let's go to billionaire category, okay? For over 25 years, Jeff Bezos, right? Everybody knows him. Amazon CEO, richest guy in the world. Over 25 years, that guy has been obsessive about Amazon every single day. Think about that for a moment. For over 25 years, I guarantee you, Jeff Bezos wakes up every day and thinks, how can I make Amazon bigger, better, and badder? Every day, okay? That is obsessiveness, okay? If I look at my own life, absolutely, I'm obsessive about certain things, okay? There's not pretty much a day that goes by that I don't look at stock prices. It's pretty much not a day that goes by that I don't look at where the main channel is for YouTube views for a particular day. There's not a day that goes by that I'm pretty much not in my, Discord chat and the private stock group and things like that. I'm absolutely very obsessive. There's not a, every single time one of my companies reports quarterly earnings, I always look at those quarterly earnings and usually in depth. Even though maybe I don't have to do that because I already have a good understanding of the company. I know where the trajectory is long term and things like that. But I'm obsessive. I want to know everything that's going on all the time. I'm obsessive about this, okay? And it's really hard to have a ton of real financial success and not be somebody that is obsessive about your craft and what you do, okay? You have to be if you want to play this game on a high level. That's the truth, okay? That's number 1 of 3. Number 2 of 3, they work their face off, okay? I mean, this is another one of those things that it's much better to hear that you can have 2 cups of coffee a day and that's going to be one of your millionaire habits. It's much easier to read that you're going to, you need to sleep 7 hours a day on average. It's much easier to read that you need to get up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. every day, right? That's much easier to read. It's much harder to look at this and understand I've got to work my face off if I want to get there, okay? I don't know anybody that's a multimillionaire and did not deserve everything that came their way because they grind it like a beast for usually years and years and years and years and years, okay? If I look at my own life, man, like what you see in front of you today, where I'm at wealth-wise and things like that, that's 12 years in the making. 12 years of sacrifice, grinding, putting in the work to get to where I'm at here today, okay? And everybody that ever has a lot of success in this world, they work, man, and they work flipping hard. They grind their face off. That's just the bottom line, okay? I mean, this whole perception, of, the CEO, he's just on a yacht, sipping champagne. It's all BS, okay? Usually most of these CEOs of these big companies, they grind like beasts, okay? They are working as much, if not more, than anybody in the organization. It's just facts at the end of the day, okay? Elon Musk isn't just just playing Monopoly all day and just sleeping or something like that. That guy's, doing this. He's here, he's there, he's looking at this, he's looking at that. At the end of the day, man, you got to work your face off if you want millions of dollars. Just bottom line in this, okay? Number 3 of 3, if we want to talk about true millionaire habits and what they have in common. Number 3 of 3 is able to resist short-term satisfaction for long-term success. This is so important, okay? This is so dang important. And this is what so many people lack. All 3 of these, real quick, okay? All 3 of these people really lack, okay? Are most people obsessive? No, they aren't obsessive enough to really make something truly highly successful, right? Whether talking business, investing, those sorts of things. Do most people want to work their face off? No, okay? And number 3, do people really want to resist short-term satisfaction for long-term success? In many cases, no, okay? In many cases, no. People would much rather get their paycheck and spend it all on, frivolous things or things that bring them short-term satisfaction than long-term success and long-term satisfaction, okay? Because think about it this way, right? You work at a job 40 hours a week or something like that, and you maybe do things that you don't want to do in that job, and you probably would rather be doing other things. When you get that paycheck, man, you just want to spend it. You want to go do something with it. Now, somebody like myself, I used to look at that and I'm like, this is a building block. I could go spend all this money, or I could use this as a building block for me to invest into stocks and start building my wealth and building it more and building it more. So rather than let's go spend this money at the club tonight, let's go spend this money at the bar, let's go spend this money on this thing over here, I looked at this and I said, I'm going to try to save most of this. I'm going to try to spend as little as possible, enough to at least somewhat keep me satisfied in the short term. But most of it I need to use as building blocks so I can increase my wealth, so I can put myself in a position long term where I'm going to be highly successful. And put myself in a position where my investments make me, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or millions of dollars. And here I am, 12 years into this, and I'm in that position where if I invest in a successful stock, I'm making, because I'm investing pretty good sums of money nowadays, I'm making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or maybe even more than that, okay? And that I'm super thankful for, because at the end of the day, I understood, I can't just be taking all this short-term satisfaction crap, man. You've got to be willing to just say, you know what? I'm going to use this over here to build toward the future. And if you look at even a lot of great, like if we want to go back to the billionaire category and we want to talk about somebody like a Bezos, right? Because, obviously everybody can relate to Jeff Bezos in a certain extent because that's the richest guy in the world. He runs Amazon, right? If you look at his history, Amazon's history, there's been a lot of times in Amazon's history where they could have went to just a profit-taking route and stopped kind of building for the long term and just focused on what can we make for profit right now. And rather than that, Bezos has always made the decision with Amazon to plow that money back into the business so they can become a bigger and bigger beast. They can grab more market share. They can become more dominant in the end, okay? And that's how truly great businesses are built in the end. That's how they are really built. And, that's something Bezos has always been able to, successfully do. And it's just the way it's done, guys, okay? So these three things, man, they're hard. They're hard. It's a lot easier to, read some easy stuff on some of these other millionaire habits. This is the truth about it. Share this video out with somebody. I'm sure some people will actually enjoy learning about the truth about these millionaires and the habits of it, guys. Hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you did. If you don't mind, smash a thumbs up. Helps out the YouTube channel in a massive way. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Have a great day, guys. Peace.